right, well, this morning I am with Rob Marbury. Rob started Marbury Creative Group back in, what year was it?
2010.
2010, and he and I were friends back then. I had actually hired you to work for me in your firm that we were at previously. So he started in 2010. Several years later, after much cajoling, he finally hired me as an EOS implementer. So you're the visionary for Marbury Creative Group.
Yes.
You were actually self-implementing EOS before you chose to hire me to come in. So tell us a little bit about that journey. Like, what did you heard about EOS? What were the reasons you decided to start with it? How did it go?
So I think you and I may have heard about EOS around the same time because somebody brought it to this group we're in, Iron Forums, and they talked about it. And I was thinking, as a business owner, thinking, you know what? It's time for us to grow up. We had been in business for about 6 years. We were running and gunning. We're just trying to make decisions on gut decisions and say, I think this is the right thing to do. Let's take a chance. I think we can try it out. But I started to realize we needed structure, and hearing about this EOS was really appealing to me. It sounded very simple, and it sounded like something I could do without getting into $5 words and complicated scenarios and everything.
Right.
So I'm like, I want to learn more about that.
Yeah, okay. And what did you do? How did you get it going?
I actually did a little research. I talked to a couple people who knew a little bit more about EOS, and I ended up, as fate would have it, a friend of mine who was from the military wanted to help in operations of a company, and I said, why don't you help me with my company?
Yeah.
And so I said, do me a favor, read this book about EOS, give me a summary, and tell me if you think it's something we should do. And if it is, I want to have you do it for us.
Oh, so here, justify a job for yourself?
Pretty much.
Okay.
So he came up, he interviewed us, he went through it, he talked about the book. I did read the book.
So you knew what he was talking about?
I knew what he was talking about.
You weren't trusting AI. Well, you didn't have AI back then, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. But it was something where I thought, if I have somebody, if I need this operations, I knew, like I said, I knew I needed a little more structure. And he fit the bill for that, but I wanted him to do it with EOS because I felt like that was really valuable.
Yeah, okay. So you hired him?
I hired him.
So he helped implement it from the get-go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How long had you been working under that scenario? How long was he with you?
He was with me for about 4 years.
Okay.
He got an offer from another defense contractor. He couldn't refuse it. It was actually closer to where he lives. So we had a good run. He really helped us with our core values and getting our VTO straight, but we weren't really doing everything on EOS.
Okay.
We were kind of doing a hybrid approach almost, and I ended up hiring somebody to replace him, and I told her, read this book and tell me what you think about it. She loved it. She's a process person. She came from operations in a law firm. I've got an advertising agency. She had a little background in marketing, but she loved the book, and I just thought this is really going to be something good. And we really started to take off, and then I said, in addition, I want to consider working more with Brent Stromwall to help us really get serious about it, because I think at this point, like, we got structure, we got serious, we were a real business. Now we really need to start tightening our procedures, because I want this company to be sharp. We're working with bigger clients, and I'm starting to think ahead, what's going to happen with this company in the future. I want to build some value.
So you mentioned some of the reasons you wanted to consider hiring me as your implementer. What were some of the challenges that you saw? Were there things that, I guess you could say, it's not quite working 100%, or maybe broken, or what were the challenges?
I think we were running our regular monthly meetings correctly, our weekly meetings correctly. I love the structure for meetings. That really saved us a lot of time.
The level 10 meeting?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then in departments we were doing, following that whole process.
Oh, good.
And it made a big difference. We had our core values. We knew who we were. It made it so much easier to hire people and to get clients because
Right.
we knew who we were.
Right.
Thanks to EOS helping us figure that out.
Yeah.
I think it was the finances maybe a little bit, and it was kind of the structure of the agency as we were growing. I just knew we weren't quite, like we were probably doing EOS light. We were probably doing about 50% EOS and 50% still. Do we have to do that?
Yeah, right.
And I knew that we really did have to do that if
Yeah.
we really wanted to get serious about
Yeah.
it. And that's when I thought, well, having an implementer instead of just an integrator in-house, having an implementer would help with that.
Yeah. So I remember, first off, thanks for considering me and then
Yeah.
hiring me. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I remember the first time I was with you and the team, and it was in your conference room. We did a 90-minute meeting, and I was going through some of the tools that we use, and one of you, I think it was your partner, she said, "Oh my gosh, I never realized that." So how much of that happened once you brought me in?
We recognized, we saw where some weaknesses were.
Mm-hmm.
We actually had somebody that was on the leadership team that you quickly discovered really didn't belong on the leadership team.
I don't think I discovered it.
Well, EOS discovered it.
I didn't discover it. You all discovered it. I was just in the room.
But we were
Yeah.
going through the whole thing.
Sure.
And he's a great guy.
Yep.
Was a VP in the company.
Yeah.
Had a lot of stuff to do with the company. But we recognized that he really wasn't going to be a person to be accountable for a specific role.
Yeah.
And so we wanted him on board,
Yeah.
but he wasn't part of the leadership team. And that was kind of a tough discovery.
It was. Yeah.
So the second day he wasn't there.
Right. So can I dive into that a
Yeah,
little bit?
yeah.
So there was some emotions happening, and I could see it around the table as we're working through your accountability chart.
Yes.
The team did it, quote, EOS pure. We came up with the structure, the functions, and
Right.
and then the roles, and then we started putting names in all the seats, and he didn't want the seat.
That's right.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you remember what he said?
I don't remember exactly what he
I
said.
think he
but
said something like, I want to do half of that, but not the other half.
I think you're right.
And
He was nervous about some part of the accountability.
right. There was accountability. There were roles in that seat that he's like, I don't want to do that. And I remember you trying to convince him, but I'll be working under you and I'll help you with that and all that stuff. He's like, I don't want to do that. So how did that work out for him? And two perspectives, for him and for the team.
He stayed with me for 4 more years.
Yeah.
So he got over it.
Yeah.
He still had his title of vice president,
Yep.
but as you know, titles aren't the big thing in EOS. It's
Right.
the seats, the accountability. And the leadership team, I thought, was stronger, and I think we were able to move really quickly and make
Yeah.
decisions. And I think it worked out great the way we ended up.
It was a hard decision.
It was.
Because there's emotion tied up in that, right? I remember you saying, but you're a part of this team. He started with you, right?
Yeah.
When you started the company.
Actually, he started about 2 or 3 years after.
Okay, but he was there early.
Yes.
Okay.
He was there early.
And he was part of the initial growth, so
Yes.
it was painful for a lot of you.
Yeah, it was. But I think that's something I like about you and how you manage that. You get serious, and you're like, this is what we need to do. The decision is this or this, guys. It's not like we can't just be loosey-goosey gray area. Like, we need to make a decision, and it's going to be a hard decision. But you also had compassion, like you said.
Oh, thanks.
I'm sorry that the way it's lining up, but this doesn't mean the end of the road for you. This doesn't mean you can't be here. It just means for these roles and these responsibilities,
Right.
we need somebody that is comfortable and can handle this and understands it.
Right.
And I think you were very gracious in that. It was, it just kind of helped us work
It's hard.
through it.
It's hard.
Yeah, he came to work the next day while we were having our meeting, and he was keeping the other stuff going, and he got fine with it real quick.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's hard for I've gone through that with several teams, and it's a hard shift to make.
Yeah.
But a necessary one. I think if I could kind of summarize what you wanted to do in the business is, you wanted to take it at least a level up, maybe a couple levels up.
Yes.
From where you were operating, and that's when you have to stop being loosey-goosey.
Yes.
Right, and start putting the
structure
and being diligent about that, and
accountable.
Okay. Yeah, accountable. What would you say, if I could have you go back again, before you hired me?
Yep.
You were running on EOS.
Yes.
Self-implementing.
Yes.
Had a guy fully responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
He was your. Would you say he's your
Integrator.
integrator? Yeah, he was your integrator. To after the 2 days that we spent together, we did the focus day, and then we called it a self-implementer day. So that was 2022. That was 2022.
Wow.
I remember it being January.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the 2 days together. So given where you were before we started and where you ended up afterward, relative to that benefit, what kind of benefit were you getting self-implementing?
So when we were just self-implementing, we were using a lot of the tools, we were measuring things, we were running our meetings correctly, we were getting more efficient.
Yep.
When we brought you on to kind of help us level up, I was tracking the numbers, and in our year over year, we had a 41% increase in net profit.
Oh, wow. I should have charged you more. No, I'm kidding.
Actually, let me restate that. It's net revenue. Cost of goods sold down to net revenue.
Net revenue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
or some companies call it gross profit. It's after cost of goods sold.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
41 increase in gross profit, or what you call net services revenue.
Yeah.
Versus gross.
Yeah.
That's about the same thing.
So bringing you in, we were getting more serious with a lot of stuff.
Right.
Even like we started using this program called Work-a-Majig, and we're tracking things, but we were tightening up the ship and paying attention to a lot more. What gets measured gets done, kind of thing.
Right.
Year over year, we ended up about 41% increase in our, what I'm going to call net revenue after our cost of goods sold.
Yep.
And I was blown away by that.
Yeah.
It was a great year, and we did better the following year. So
yeah.
That's something that I tell people, look, it wasn't just, hey, we feel better and we're running a better company. It was, we had an increase in revenue that was very measurable.
Right. I assume some of that dropped to the bottom line, and it was increase in profit too?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, just making sure.
Absolutely, yes. Including paying for your services. So
That's
it's
right.
all good.
Right. Good investment.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Cool. What are some other, I'm going to say, less concrete or more abstract benefits that you got from having an implementer help you versus running it on yourself?
Well, the biggest thing was, if there was a challenge or a difference in opinion or perspective on the leadership team, having an implementer is very helpful, because they can come in unbiased and, they're objective. And especially you. I mean, we've known each other for a long time. I trust you. Because of that, everybody else started to gain that trust as well. But you gained it on your own with everybody around the table, for sure.
Thanks.
But having you there when things would get elevated a little bit, you had a great way you'd let it run a little bit, and then you'd go, okay, now let's look at the facts.
Yeah.
And start writing some things down. When you say this, is this what you mean? When you're saying this, is this what you mean? Okay, so here's the only gap. What can we do about that?
Yeah, gotcha.
And I think having an implementer, specifically having you as our implementer, was very helpful in us settling issues and getting to the heart of what we needed to do.
Gotcha. So getting better at solving things.
Yes.
Yeah, and basically improving.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just in general.
Absolutely.
As you solve those issues, yeah. What surprised you?
I think what surprised me about EOS in general was how much more fun it made the work and being an entrepreneur.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I love the book, The EOS Life.
Yeah.
You gave me a copy of that.
Right.
I ate it up. I was just like, I love this. Like, this starts to take the pressure off the entrepreneur, and it spreads it among the right people. And you can give things to people, and you know they're going to do what they say.
Right.
You know there's accountability there. And so instead of thinking, well, this is just a system that we're bringing in that everybody has to do. You have to do this system. It wasn't that. It was, hey, doing things this way is going to make things a lot clearer, a lot more fun. And that was my big surprise. And my big surprise with EOS was just how much more, I'll say, joy it brought into being an entrepreneur.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I may, like with the values and everything for us, we developed those. And this tells you a little bit about how it helps us. We said our values: have faith, be creative in all things, be thankful at all times, love and laugh often, study and enjoy relationships. I bring that up because studying and enjoying relationships is part of what I think EOS is. Here's who's good at this. Here's who is not that good at that. You know, you're doing the, you know, your boxes there and putting everybody what they love to do. Mm-hmm. So we were able to do that, and we were able to understand each other better. And so we studied and enjoyed those relationships, and it made it
awesome.
Much better.
I think you're right. Some of the going through the core values, of course, make sure you got the right people in the business, but then looking at that GWC, get it, want it, capacity to do the seat, that requires some self-reflection as well as reflection from those around you. So we're studying you're right, we are studying each other, and I think you're going to be great at the seat. That's encouragement, not a cutting down of somebody.
Yeah.
You know, this is like, you could do better here. We think we could do better here.
I'll tell you another surprise.
Yeah.
I'm the visionary, but I'm also the creative director.
Right.
And so I had to report up.
That's right, you did. Yeah,
and I
remember that challenge, yeah.
I'm not sure if I like this, but it's like, no, you need to do it this way. This will make it easier.
Yeah. Was it easy?
At times it could be a challenge, but we figured it out. And it's all about that trust.
Yeah.
So let me say this too. I love the way you bring in other perspectives, like Patrick Lencioni, you know, the 5 dysfunctions of a team and the whole working geniuses.
Right.
That totally blew my mind thinking about that. But also you have the perspective, you've worked in a business, you were very entrepreneurial. Right. Before you even got into EOS, you were asking me questions about my business. You know, you're a client of mine, and you're like, hey, how's it going? What are you doing here? Why don't you try this kind of thing? So I think you were born for EOS.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But it's just, you bring in the perspective that I think, you know, maybe some other implementers, they're reading the books and they're saying this is what you do, but you've lived it.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times you would say, hey, I had a situation similar to this, and this is what we did about it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's valuable. Your resources, your experience, I think that makes you a great implementer.
Yeah, I like to say that my 30-year career previous to EOS was just God preparing me to be an excellent EOS implementer. So
absolutely.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, as we, I've got 3, hopefully these are not necessarily lengthy, but would you recommend EOS to another entrepreneur? You've already answered that question, but why? Why?
Look, entrepreneurs start off with an idea and they say, can I do this? I believe I can. I believe in myself. And they maybe bring some people around them. Let me tell you what I'm trying to do. Yeah. I think we can do it. I'm not 100% sure, but are you willing to take a chance with me? I think we do that for a while, but at some point you've got to understand your business needs to get more serious. You need to put some structure behind it. Mm-hmm. you need to build something that has value and you need a little help.
Yeah.
And EOS is a great structure for people like that.
Yeah.
So you just got to give it a shot and see what it does.
Yeah. One of my friends says, your business is an asset. Are you working on building the value of your asset? That's good. You've kind of already answered this, but I want you to be a little bit more specific. Why would you recommend me?
I appreciate for one thing, I know where your worldview is, right? Your faith.
We're both Christians. We're both Christians. Yes, very well founded in our faith.
That's critical.
Yep.
The second thing is your experience that you bring to the table, and perspectives and business books that you've read. You just come in, you say, hey, this might help, this might help. I've done this. I've been in that position before. Yeah. And the third is, I just think you've got this ability, get serious when you need to be serious, and show empathy when you need to show empathy, and laugh when you have an opportunity.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got those qualities that's what was appealing to me.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
Sure.
Thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for taking time out of your Monday morning to hang with us.
Can I say one more thing?
You may.
Okay. The first part of my business was about 6 years, and it was just running and trying to figure things out on a hunch.
Right, yeah.
The second phase of my business was when I brought EOS and started self-implementing.
Right.
And that's when we started running better and we started getting more clients. They liked what we did. They liked what we brought in terms of structure. And then when we started the implementation with you, and I say getting more serious and true to the EOS method, the revenue started going up.
Right.
And that's what eventually ended up allowing me to sell my business. I'm still working at the other company.
Right.
I'm a creative director. I do what I love to do. I don't have to worry about the other parts of the business.
Right.
But if you want to really enjoy what you do and build value in your business, EOS is the easiest way to do that.